Welcome back to the channel Coins Collector everyone, and thank you for joining me once again on the channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories behind some of the most valuable pieces of American history ever minted. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in the numismatic world, the legendary 1972 Liberty 1-cent coin from the United States. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary penny, small, copper-colored, and familiar to every American. You might even have a few of these tucked away in a jar, in your drawer, or rolling around the bottom of your car. But hidden among millions of these little coins lies a version so rare and valuable that one example was sold for an unbelievable $661,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a single penny. Now that's something worth paying attention to. In this video, we're going to uncover the story behind this incredible 1972 Liberty 1-cent coin. We'll look into its origin, its design, how to identify the special version that collectors are desperately searching for, and most importantly, why this tiny piece of metal has become such a massive part of American numismatic history. So grab your magnifying glass and settle in, because what you're about to learn might just inspire you to check your pocket change a little more closely the next time you get a penny back. Let's begin by going back in time to the early 70s. The year was 1972, a period of change and challenge across America. Richard Nixon was president, gasoline cost around 36 cents a gallon, and the average American household earned less than $12,000 a year. But within the U.S. Mint, something quite unexpected was happening. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Liberty 1-cent coin, had been in circulation since 1909, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent had gone through a few changes, especially in its reverse design, but by 1972, the obverse, Lincoln's portrait with the word Liberty and the date, had become an American icon. However, 1972 turned out to be a landmark year for collectors because of a striking error that occurred at the Philadelphia Mint. This was the year when the famous 1972 double-die obverse penny was born. Now, what does that mean? A double-die error happens when the die, the tool used to strike the image onto the coin, is misaligned during the minting process. Instead of one clear impression, the design is doubled, creating visible duplication on the letters, numbers, or other design elements. And in 1972, that exact mistake resulted in one of the boldest and clearest double-die errors ever produced on a U.S. coin. The most noticeable doubling appears on the word Liberty, the phrase, "In God We Trust," and the date, 1972. On genuine examples, this doubling is strong and visible even without magnification. It gives the coin an unusual and unmistakable look, a true minting blunder turned collector's dream. At the time, millions of pennies were being minted, so it's no surprise that only a small fraction contained the error. But those few coins that slipped into circulation became the stuff of legend. People started finding them in their change, not realizing they were holding a coin that could one day be worth a fortune. Fast forward to today, and collectors all around the world hunt for this coin. Depending on its condition, the 1972 double-die obverse Lincoln cent can sell for anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. One example, preserved in nearly perfect condition, graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, fetched a jaw-dropping price of $661,000 at auction. That sale stunned even seasoned collectors, proving that rarity, condition, and historical importance can combine to create enormous value in the coin world. So what makes this coin so special beyond the error itself? It's the story it tells. Each of these coins carries a piece of America's minting history, a snapshot of a time when everything was still done with human oversight and precision machinery that sometimes, just sometimes, made mistakes. But in those mistakes, beauty was found. For collectors, the 1972 Liberty 1-cent double-die obverse coin represents one of the top finds in modern U.S. coinage. It's not made of gold, it's not silver, and it doesn't sparkle with gemstones. Yet, it commands a value that rivals even luxury watches and rare art pieces. When we think about what drives the coin's worth, it's not just about its rarity or condition. It's also about the passion behind the hobby, the thrill of discovery. Imagine finding one of these coins in an old collection, or even in pocket change. That's what makes numismatics so exciting. Many collectors say that finding a 1972 double-die penny is like winning a small lottery. It's one of those stories that inspire people to start looking closer at the coins they've had for years. Some people have literally paid off debts, bought cars, or even homes after finding a valuable coin they didn't realize they owned. So if you want to identify one for yourself, here's what to look for. Start with the date. The 1972 should show clear doubling, especially on the numbers 1 and 2. The word liberty should look almost like it's been stamped twice, and in God we trust across the top should show the same doubling effect. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check carefully. There are several minor varieties of double dies from 1972, but only one major version has that dramatic, unmistakable doubling that collectors pay big money for. Condition plays a huge role too. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are the ones that reach those eye-popping prices. If the coin has sharp detail, no scratches, and still shows its original luster, it can command thousands of dollars, even in circulated condition, though a true 1972 double-die obverse can still bring hundreds or even thousands depending on its preservation. The market for these coins remains strong, and interest has grown thanks to online auctions, coin shows, and social media communities dedicated to rare coin finds. The story of the 1972 Liberty 1 cent has inspired new generations to start collecting. Today, as we stand in 2025, the fascination hasn't faded. The record sale of $661,000 remains one of the highest for any modern-era penny, and it serves as a reminder that incredible value can still be hiding in the smallest of places. So, if you have a collection tucked away, or maybe a jar full of old pennies sitting in the kitchen, it's worth taking a closer look. That humble copper coin could be more than pocket change, it could be a piece of history worth life-changing money. Before we wrap up, here's a little piece of advice for every coin enthusiast or beginner out there. Always handle your coins carefully. Keep them stored properly in coin flips or holders, and never clean them. Cleaning can reduce their value drastically. If you think you've found something special, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. The 1972 Liberty 1 cent coin reminds us that history, craftsmanship, and chance all come together in remarkable ways. What began as a small minting mistake became one of the greatest stories in U.S. coin collecting. So the next time you receive a penny, remember, that little coin could carry a story worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thank you for watching, and welcome back to the channel where we turn small coins into big discoveries. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories about the hidden treasures of American coinage. And as always, keep checking your change, because your next great find might be waiting right in your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising stories in American coin collecting, the 1998 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, a coin that most people overlook every single day, but one that has made headlines for its incredible value. Believe it or not, some of these humble little pennies, the same kind we often find rolling around in our drawers, pockets, and jars, have been valued at over $161,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single cent that's worth more than most cars, and in some cases, even more than a house. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn the full story behind this extraordinary coin, its origin, its design, its rare variations, and why collectors are going absolutely crazy over it. We'll explore how a tiny mistake at the US Mint turned this everyday coin into a collector's dream and why, even after more than 2 decades, the 1998 Liberty penny continues to make headlines in the coin world. Whether you're a lifelong collector or someone just starting to pay closer attention to the change in your pocket, this is a story you won't want to miss. Let's start at the beginning. The year is 1998. The US economy is strong, the internet is beginning to take off, and millions of pennies are being produced by the United States Mint. Most of these coins are standard, featuring the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the image of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But hidden among the billions of coins struck that year, a few rare pieces stood out, coins that carried a tiny difference that would later make them worth a fortune. These are the coins we'll be focusing on today, the rare 1998 Lincoln cent that collectors now prize for its unique characteristics and astonishing value. Now, the design of the 1998 penny might seem ordinary at first glance. On the obverse side, we see the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has been used since 1909. The words "In God We Trust" arc across the top, with liberty to the left and the year 1998 placed neatly on the right. The mint mark, if present, sits just beneath the date, indicating where the coin was produced. Most of these coins came from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. On the reverse, we see the classic Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo, which had been used since 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But what makes the 1998 Liberty 1-cent coin special is not just its design, it's the details, the subtle differences that separate a common penny from one that could change your life. The most valuable versions are the 1998 wide AM variety pennies. This might sound small, but it makes a huge difference in value. On the back of the coin, if you look closely at the word America, you'll notice that the letters A and M in America are spaced slightly apart on some coins. That's the wide AM variety. On the normal version, the letters are nearly touching, known as the close AM. That tiny spacing difference comes from the use of a proof die intended for collector coins being mistakenly used to strike regular circulation pennies. This rare minting error created a limited number of 1998 pennies that are now considered extremely valuable. Collectors quickly realized that the wide AM pennies were unlike anything else circulating at the time. When these coins started to surface, they caused a frenzy in the numismatic community. Prices began to climb, and what was once a single cent became a treasure. High-grade examples, especially those in mint state condition, have fetched thousands of dollars, and in some rare cases, premium specimens have been valued at over $161,000 at auction. The reason is simple: scarcity, condition, and demand. The coin market rewards rarity, and when that rarity is paired with an iconic design and historical significance, the value can skyrocket. But let's go even deeper into why these coins matter. The 1998 Liberty penny sits at a crossroads in U.S. coin history. It was one of the last few years before major changes were made to coin production in preparation for the turn of the millennium. It represents a bridge between the classic 20th century minting tradition and the modern coinage technology that came after. It's also part of the last decade of the Lincoln Memorial design, before the mint replaced it in 2009 with the Union Shield reverse. This makes 1998 pennies, especially the rare variations, an important part of American numismatic heritage. Now, if you're wondering how to tell whether your 1998 penny might be one of the rare ones, here's what you need to do. Take a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, and look closely at the reverse side of the coin. Focus on the word America. If the A and M are slightly apart, not touching or almost touching, you could be looking at the valuable wide AM variety. Another sign is the shape of the letters and the finish of the coin. Proof dies tend to create a sharper, more mirror-like appearance. You might also notice that the FG initials of the designer Frank Gasparo are positioned differently on the rare version, slightly further from the Lincoln Memorial base than on the regular strike. If you think you found one of these special coins, don't rush to sell it right away. First, make sure it's authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. The grade of a coin, which measures its condition from circulated to mint state, plays a huge role in determining its value. A 1998 wide AM penny in circulated condition might bring in a few $100s, but a pristine mint state example could be worth thousands or even tens of thousands depending on market demand. The highest quality specimens, with perfect luster and strike, are the ones that can reach that legendary six-figure mark. Coin collecting has always been about more than just money. It's about history, artistry, and the stories that these tiny pieces of metal carry with them. The 1998 Liberty 1-cent coin reminds us that even in an age of digital transactions and electronic payments, there's still magic in physical currency. Every coin tells a story, of the era it was made, the people who used it, and the unexpected surprises that can emerge decades later. When you hold a 1998 penny, you're not just holding a piece of change, you're holding a piece of American history. As we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, it's worth remembering that treasures like this can be hiding anywhere. They can appear in your pocket change, a jar of old coins from your grandparents, or even on a dusty shelf at a thrift store. The key is awareness, curiosity, and a little bit of luck. The next time you come across a 1998 penny, take a moment to look closely. You never know, that small copper coin could be your ticket to a small fortune. So as we begin today's journey into the history and value of the 1998 Liberty 1-cent coin, stay tuned, because we'll break down the grading process, reveal what to look for, and show you real examples of coins that sold for unbelievable amounts. You won't believe how something as simple as a penny could be worth over $161,000. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss our updates on rare and valuable coins. Every week we uncover hidden gems from US coin history that could be sitting unnoticed in your own collection. Let's dive in and uncover the secrets of the 1998 Liberty 1-cent coin, a true modern-day treasure in the world of American numismatics.